Redditors who earn over 10K per month, what do you do and how much time does it take? For most of the year, I earn over 10K a month. My wife and I run an exterior cleaning business that specializes in window cleaning, gutter maintenance, and pressure washing. In November, our income jumps to over 20K. Crane operator in the oil field, work 13 hours a day for 20 days, then I'm off 10. I've gotten in the crane 2 times so far in the last 10 hours. I spend a lot of time suturing wounds and removing objects from people's butts because apparently everyone slips while naked getting out of the shower. I'm a project manager. When I work to 40 hours a week or less, it's manageable, but when I hit 70 plus hours, I feel like jumping off a bridge. The job isn't fulfilling, but I'm grateful it pays the bills. I'm a massage therapist, charging $250 per client, seeing 3 clients every Monday through Friday. Weekends are off, and that's not even counting tips. If you market yourself well, the work flows smoothly. I love it so much. Just 3 hours of work and I'm done for the day. You really need charisma and a good appearance to make it in this field. Ex-nurse here. Really wish I would have went the route for LMT sooner. Never looked back at nursing since then. The best part? The connections you build. Your clients can be doctors, lawyers, PR agents, etc. And once the word gets around, you're set. Sure, your hands will get tired, but it's worth it. That's probably the biggest downside, at least for me. Location matters too. I live just 10 minutes from the Woodlands, Texas, where clients are willing to pay top dollar. They don't blink an eye at handing over money like pocket change. I'm a contractor, Linux sysadmin for the Department of Defense, making 13K a month. The pay's good, but the government hires contractors for a reason, to compensate for the stress and hire you to solve their problems. In my opinion, it's a highly stressful job. If I wanted a lower paying job with less stress, I'd have gone civilian. I almost took a civilian job with a 30K pay cut. I'm the general counsel at an industrial manufacturing and construction company, making a $242K annual base salary, 20K month. As the head of the legal department, I'm both a lawyer and the person who oversees all legal matters for the company. I've been practicing law for almost 9 years and have worked in different legal fields, which allowed me to skip some steps in my career. I'm also really good at what I do and put in a lot of effort. The only lawyers I know who are happy are in-house lawyers like me and a few prosecutors, but they don't get paid much. Not everyone gets the chance to go in-house though. If you're considering law as a career, I'd highly suggest you think twice. You might want to look into fields like medicine, software, cybersecurity, or if you're attractive, maybe even being a sugar baby. Just kidding, don't do that. But honestly, I'd recommend anything but law. Why not law? First off, law school is brutal. Everyone in law school was the top student in every class from elementary school to college. So you go from being the smartest to maybe being middle of the pack. The competition is fierce, and you end up learning how to think like a lawyer, which basically means becoming a hypercritical overthinker. Then you get into a law firm or a government job and realize that law school didn't prepare you for actually practicing law. You're thrown into situations where you need to know everything about the rules while billing time, charging people with crimes, or protecting vulnerable children at just 25 years old. Don't get me wrong, I take immense pride in my work. But imagine keeping track of everything you do in 6-minute increments to reach 150 billable hours a month. You can never really get ahead. At best, you're just caught up. To get those 150, 160 billable hours, you're actually working 200 plus hours, and that's no exaggeration. Additionally, imagine being the only person standing between your client and losing their freedom, home, business, or even their kids. For me, I'm constantly on edge, looking out for problems that could affect my entire company. The mental burden is overwhelming. I'm borderline alcoholic and only now learning how to take better care of myself. It's been a long road, but I'm doing better now. There were definitely moments when I wasn't sure I'd make it to tomorrow, if you know what I mean. I made around 450K last year, and I'm on track to hit 800K plus this year. I design and manufacture a line of pet products that are sold at major retailers like Petco, PetSmart, and others. I also own farms and restaurants. On average, I work about 50 hours per week. It's hard to answer this question without writing a novel, but if I could offer one piece of advice, it would be to build strong relationships with your clients. I take the time to learn about my top clients, their hobbies, birthdays, where their kids go to school, and most importantly, I get to know their dogs. I invite them and their families on hikes with the dogs or bring their kids to my ranch for horseback riding. I also take them out to dinner when I can. For example, one of my clients loves gardening, so now we're always helping each other with our personal gardens. If I think my clients will enjoy something, I do what I can to make it happen. Building those strong relationships not only secures long-term contracts, but also opens doors for new growth opportunities through their connections. And above all, be charismatic and likable. I own a bar that generates over $4 in sales per year with decent margins. Right now, I only work about 15 hours a week at the bar, as it was never my full-time focus. I have other businesses. After years of hard work to build my success, I'm now coasting in my career, if not winding it down. Per service, we charge $8 for a beer and $12 or more for cocktails. We're located in an expensive area, and as a result, we're considered a high-end property. Our net margins are pretty high, but I prefer not to get too specific. We have minimal food sales and a staff of about 50 people. It took a long time and a lot of money to become profitable, and we only just made back our initial investment. The pandemic really set us back too. I wouldn't recommend owning a bar to anyone unless you truly understand hospitality and have a significant financial cushion to fall back on. I'm a doctor finishing up my residency, so I'm currently making around $70,000 a year. However, I've been interviewing for jobs, and the salary I expect is between $280,000 and $350,000 with bonuses based on work efficiency. It's been a long journey, 4 years of undergrad, a gap year doing research, 4 years of medical school, and 3 years of residency, totaling 12 years from undergrad to now. Now, if only I could figure out how to tackle my $500,000 in student loans. I'm a data scientist making $125K. I have a BS in statistics and a strong background in machine learning, which helped me get promoted and earn a six-figure salary after about a year as a data analyst. That was my fresh grad role. I got to this point faster than most, but if you're good with math and think you can handle some Python scripting, I definitely recommend working towards this career. My wife and I are team truck drivers. Last year, we made 210K and are on track to make even more this year. We spent 2 months in truck driving school, and come February, we'll hit our 5-year mark in the industry. Not bad, especially since we're both high school dropouts with no college education. When we started, we were paid 52 cents per mile, which isn't much, but the company we worked for paid for our CDL school if we signed a 6-month contract, so we stuck around for that. Then we found our current job, where we made about 160K the first year, 210K last year, and we're on track for 215K this year, though we'll see how Christmas affects that. As for AI, the trucking industry is divided on the matter. The industry has always lagged behind in technology, so I don't think many jobs are at risk. Most companies won't be able to afford autonomous trucks anyway. I can see them being useful for short-haul miles, but long distances will be much harder. Most driverless trucks have a range of around 500 miles, which is good for short trips, but my wife and I can run nearly 1,400 miles in a 24-hour period on a good day with perfect conditions. If driverless trucks do take over, I think we're still a decade or more away from that. I'm an IT director. I started out making $19 an hour doing support for multiple clients, both big and small, for 5 years. Then one day, a small municipality had an opening for an IT manager, and they asked me to apply. My pay went from $19 an hour to a $65K annual salary. After 4 years there, another municipality nearby had an IT director position available, and I applied. When I got the offer letter today, imposter syndrome hit me hard. I never imagined I'd make this much money. I only have an associate's degree in networking and 3 certifications that are somewhat outdated. My mom makes around $200K a year as a doctor at an urgent care center, but she really hates the job. It's not what she expected, and it's been tough for her. I'm a former truck driver, and to be honest, only a few companies pay that much, but there are some that do. Personally, I'm too stubborn to work for other people for too long. I started with a trucking company years ago, making about $60K a year. I did that for 2 years until I had enough experience to meet insurance requirements. I cashed out a 401K, bought my first Freightliner and trailer, and got my DOT, KYU, and ICCMC numbers to start moving freight. In 2001, I made just over $100K and started saving money to buy more trucks. I never went into debt. I just set money aside until I could expand 1 truck at a time. After 12 years, I had 14 units and 17 employees. Eventually, I sold the company and retired at 55.